Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
I am Dr. Sara Benson. I am with the Pure Power Foundation. And so today we're going to talk about helping students help students, a collaborative mentoring model. And so a little bit about who we are. We are the Pure Power Foundation. We are an educational nonprofit in the city of Memphis. We've been around since 2004. And originally, when we started, we used to hire high school students and we paid them about $10 an hour to mentor and tutor their classmates. And then around 2015, when I actually started, we had a new partnership, which we called the Memphis Model, which became a partnership between Pure Power, the University of Memphis, and Memphis Shelby County Schools, which is our local school district. And what we now do, which is our core model, we hire college students, we train them, and we put them in the classroom to work as tutor mentors. And we are currently in 13 high schools around the city. And on today, I'm going to talk about our design challenge, in which we have sort of kind of went back to our original model. We now hire high school students again. We train them, we pay them $15 an hour, and they tutor mentor after school for elementary and middle schools. And one of the things that we do, and one of the things that I'm going to highlight, is how we use collaboration to provide these opportunities of success for not only our tutors, but as well as other students throughout the city of Memphis. And so, a little bit about our programs that we're going to talk about today. I'm going to get into our SIT program, which stands for Student Intern Tutors. These are our high school tutors, as well as ACT University, which is another program that we offer, our Grid Lab, and a few of our events, which is our spring break camps and our Youth and Connect Days. So, our high school student tutor intern program, this is actually my baby. I have been leading this program since the beginning of 2022. And so what this is a partnership between us and Memphis Shelby County Schools, where we employ high-achieving juniors and seniors, and they have to have at least a 3.0 GPA, and they have to be 16 years old or older. And so through this partnership, we train them, and they tutor and mentor in elementary schools and middle schools around the city. Not only do our high school students, so not only are we paying them, we're training them, they're helping, but we also provide other services for them to help them become successful. And many of the things that we provide for them is free ACT prep. We also provide college readiness sessions because we want to make sure that they are ready to go. We also provide soft skills training because we want them to be marketable. We want them to be professional. We want them to know how to be successful in the world. And they have access to all of our Pure Power events. So all of the programming and events that I'm going to talk about today, our tutors have access to that as well. And so our design challenge, we decided to do a case study about this program. Like I said before, this started in January of 2022. And so at that time, we've employed about 200 of these high school tutors, and we tutor in about 45 elementary and middle schools around the city. These are our questions that have been guiding our design challenge. The first is, does employing these high-achieving high school students as supportive adults work to improve the social, emotional, and academic outcomes? And this is where we're evaluating the actual students, so our middle school and our elementary school students. And then our second question, does the experience of tutoring during high school, does this increase their interest in teaching and create a talent pipeline? A little bit of our findings. So we've had some preliminary findings so far. What we have found, so we've had about 69 of our tutors. So we ended the school year with about 171 tutors, and about 69 of them responded to our survey that we created. We're still waiting our results for the academic data. So like most school districts, we just finished state testing. And so we will hopefully get some of that data in the fall, and then we'll be able to present on what we have found. And so our high school tutors, they actually started tutoring in September. So from September through April, they tutored after school. And so it really depended on their program. Some of them worked about 3 days a week for about an hour. Some of them worked about 2 days a week for about an hour and a half. And so all of this has been going on since September. So we're really excited to see how well they did when this data comes out. But what we have found so far and we've received some student survey responses from 5 of our schools, is that the tutors reported a 22% increase in teaching as a profession. This is I think that's a really good percentage because they're getting hands-on experience on what it is to be a teacher. They're able to work with their students. Oftentimes they work in small groups, so they have a set of students that they're assigned to them, and they're working with them, 3 of their kids. We've also found that our students, so we also did a little survey for the students, and so we made this very easy for them. So we had like smiley faces, upside down faces, and so we kind of asked them questions like, how do you feel when you come to tutoring, or how does your tutor make you feel? And so we got about a 4.5 out of 5, which I thought was pretty good, coming from our babies. And then there was a 22% increase in them reporting enjoyment. And so some of the things that they would say is that, you know, my tutor reminds me of my mom, or my tutor makes me happy, or seeing them brings me joy. And so we're starting to see that having these high school students tutor them, it makes it fun because, you know, you're more inclined to listen to the younger person than your teacher, which is what we have found so far. So we're really interested in seeing how this goes as we further go on. And so one of the things that I like to think about peer power is that we like to create opportunities of success. So whether that's with our tutors or any of the high school students in the city. And some of the ways in which we do that is through our collaborations and our programming. One of the things that we do is our ACT University. This is another partnership that we have with Memphis Shelby County Schools. And this is where we provide free ACT prep sessions for all area high school students. We had about 180 participants this school year. And so through this program, it's a combination of in-school sessions, after-school sessions, and Saturday sessions. What we have found is that students who attend this, at least 4 out of the 6 of our sessions, they see a 2 to 4 point increase in their test scores. That is important. And the reason why that is important is because higher scores equals more money. That's more opportunities. And in the state of Tennessee, we have something called the Hope Scholarship. And so it is something you have to have at least a 21 on the ACT, and they'll provide you a scholarship for, I think it's like your first 2 years of school, you can get, it's through the whole thing. So for all 4 years of college, you can get more money to help you. And so we found that students who go through this program, most of them do qualify for the Hope Scholarship. Another collaboration that we have, this actually started last year. So when we attended the Pathways to Success conference last year, we sat at a table with the National Equity Lab, which is another nonprofit. And when they started talking about their programming, we thought, hey, that would be something great to bring to the city of Memphis. And so this semester, we brought this program to us where we were able to provide a free college course through the University of Pennsylvania for high school juniors. And so in February, so from February 4th through May 3rd, we had a group of juniors who went through this free college course called the Grit Lab. And so they completed a 12-week course with a 70% or higher, and they received college credit and a transcript from the University of Pennsylvania. So being able to provide them this gave them a whole new experience. They were able to get so many different skills, and it was a college course. So you all can imagine how it is to be a high school student taking a college course. You have to be on time. You have to come to class every Wednesday and every Saturday since February to do this. So it was a bit of an experience, but it was a great way for us to collaborate with the National Equity Lab. A few other things that we do in which we utilize collaboration well for our organization is what we call our University of Memphis Connect Day. How many people are familiar with like a college tour that we do for athletes? So you know when athletes come to a school, we roll out the red carpet, we let them talk to financial aid, all of the prints, the whole thing. Well, we do the same thing, but from an academic standpoint. So what we do is we partner with the University of Memphis in which we provide an official campus day visit for seniors and juniors. During this time, they're able to meet with admissions counselors, they have campus tours, they get to see the dorms, we're able to meet with student organization leaders, so they're able to see that this is what campus life looks like. We have different college panels, and they are able to talk to somebody about financial aid. And so this year, we had about 161 students attend, And one student actually received a scholarship to attend the University of Memphis. And so this is a great way for us to collaborate with them and to bring more students along the way. The other thing that we do that I think is really great, it's one of my favorite events, is our spring break camp. And what we do with this, we had about 60 to 80 students attend per day. And so it is a week-long enrichment camp for high school students during spring break. We do this on the University of Memphis campus. We give them the opportunity to come on board. And during this time, they receive ACT prep, financial literacy sessions. We have college 101 sessions where we kind of talk about the college process, everything from student organizations to what's the difference between a scholarship, a loan, grants, right? We're able to have this time with them. We have a networking workshop because this is when we're able to utilize our personal networks. We have a college and career panel where we invite local business owners to come and talk about their careers. Everything from nurse practitioners, we've had judges, we've had school board members, entrepreneurs, but we give them the time to come and speak to our students so that they can know what's out there. We allow them to network with them. Many of them are able to exchange their contact information, and we're just able to expose them to all these different careers, and it's a really, really great time. And so what I want to do now I'm going to do a little bit of an activity because I want us to start thinking about the way in which we collaborate and how we can use these things to better our organizations. And so when we think about the Pure Power Foundation, we collaborate on many different levels. At the top, our biggest one is of course the University of Memphis. We're actually the second largest employer of college students at the University of Memphis. We're only behind the University of Memphis. So many of our we're behind the university. But many of our college students, they do work with us. We pay them. We start at $16.50 an hour. We're very flexible. We work with their schedules, and they can work to about 30 hours a week. And not only do we hire college students, we also hire grad students. And trust me, as a grad student, getting paid $17.25 an hour, I don't go to class until 5 p.m. Yes, sign me up for this job. I'm able to mentor and tutor them. At the next level, our next big collaboration is with Memphis Shelby County Schools. We do have some contracts with them, but this is how we're actually able to work with our students. So like I said before, we're currently in 13 high schools. We are there from start to finish. So from 7 to 2, you have a college student in your class, and they are here to help you. We are a resource. So we're helping the teacher, we're helping the students, we're doing small groups, we're co-teaching, we're co-leading, whatever it is that you can think of, that is why we're here. That is another partnership that we use. Of course, the National Equity Lab, I have to shout them out because trust me, being able to get a college credit from an Ivy League school for free, that is a really big deal. And so for many of our students, we're able to expose them to all of these other different things that are available for them. And then lastly, we utilize our personal networks. Many of our events, many of our spring break camps, we're able to call upon people that we know and have them come in and talk to our students. You know, we have people who are entrepreneurs who can say, hey, I may not have gone to college, but look how successful I am. Look at this different pathway. Or hey, I'm a nurse practitioner. This is what this means. This is how this goes. And all of those things. So utilizing our personal networks definitely helps us to be able to create these opportunities of success for our students. So I've been doing a lot of talking, so now you guys are going to get to talk. This is what we're going to do. I have a few questions that I would like for us to kind of think through, and we're going to kind of talk to our elbow partner. So everybody should kind of have an elbow partner, and we're going to kind of talk about these things. So the first set of questions, I want you all to kind of think through the partnerships you currently have, and how are you utilizing them for your organization? And here's our first set of questions. What are some things that are working well within these partnerships? So for example, I can say through the National Equity Lab, something that's working well is that we're able to provide our students with the opportunity to get a college transcript from an Ivy League school. That is working very well with us. That is a good thing. And also, what are some areas of growth within these partnerships, right? I can use that same example. One of the things we realized with working with the National Equity Lab is that although this is a great program, this will work better inside of a school. So with us being a nonprofit, all of our sessions were off campus. They were outside of the school. It was on the U of M. And that did kind of provide a little bit of a barrier for some of our students because they're having to leave school, University of Memphis to get these sessions, right? So we know going forward, maybe we can do this within a school. Maybe we can bring this back and see how that works. Okay? So I'm going to give you all a few minutes to go ahead and talk to your elbow partners about these first 2 questions. So I do want to end with this in the essence of time. Thank you all for being able to kind of talk and see what is working well. These last few questions, I just want you all to think about these. So we don't necessarily have to talk about them. But just kind of think about this. Like, what are some ways in which you can connect with potential partners? Like I said before, our partnership with the National Equity Lab, it started because we were all sitting at the same table talking about breakfast, right? And we were listening to their presentation, and that became a potential partnership. And now we're able to provide this course for our students. I also want you to identify areas within your program and organization that would benefit from collaborating with another group. Because sometimes we may see something and it may not work well for us, but we might meet someone that works well for them. So we can connect together and see how this can, we can bring this over to our organization. And then lastly, think about what has worked best for your organization and how you can continue to utilize that going forward. Okay? Well, thank you all very much for your time. I do have